Campaigners are calling for an independent hearing and a ban on animal testing after horrifying footage emerged showing inhumane conditions inside a beagle puppy farm.
Yes, celebrities including Ricky Gervais and the conservationist Chris Packham have united together to launch the Operation Beagle campaign, which has already been backed by 110 MPs.
Well, the actor Peter Egan, who narrated the new footage, has said it's one of the saddest things he's ever done. A warning that some of you may find scenes from the film upsetting.
A single dog stands up to say, "I know the camera is there." Another cries out for help, alerting the whole pack. All the dogs sense that there is someone near and they can try to ask for help. One takes his post by the door. Standing on his hind legs, he says, "Notice me, notice us. We need to get out of here."
Well, to go into depth in this, let's speak to Peter Egan, who is an actor and an animal activist and who narrated that film. Good morning, Peter. And also veterinary surgeon and scientific consultant of Operation Beagle, Dr. Andre Menache.
Good morning to you both. Look, it's unbelievable. We've talked about this very horrible situation on the programme before. Still, nothing has changed. Peter?
Yes, well, it's absolutely devastating, as you can see from that film. These poor beagles, they are the most human-friendly companions, and they are chosen because they are so human-friendly and stoical, and they endure. They're sold at 16 weeks with no enrichment, having lived in a very hermetically sealed situation that's absolutely appalling, as you could see from the film. And then they have 90 days of testing without anaesthetic. It's absolutely horrendous, and the results of this testing are negligible. There's a 90% failure rate on anything that comes out of this. And 10% is accidental anyway. It's totally unnecessary. It is absolutely incredibly cruel, as you can see. And, you know, these dogs are just beautiful and they deserve better.
You know, as a doctor there, you're the scientific consultant for this whole Operation Beagle. The defence will be they are preventing disease, they're preventing certain products that we have in everyday life reacting badly with human beings. It's necessary to test animals. What would your answer be to that?
I would say that about 30 years ago, perhaps we didn't have anything better. But today, the 21st century technology that is available is far more reliable and far more predictive of human outcome and human reaction to drugs than animal testing. I mean, just to be blunt, we could replace animal testing today, but two things need to happen. The first is that the public needs to ask their local MPs to support EDM 278, which calls for a rigorous public scientific hearing onto the whole subject. The second thing that needs to happen is for shareholders in the pharmaceutical industry to be made aware of the avoidable animal suffering taking place today, and the fact that the pharmaceutical industry is dragging its feet and not applying the 21st century technology that is crying out to be used.
Talk about animal suffering, and we're seeing faces of cute little loving dogs looking at the camera here. Peter, in answer to that question, I don't know if you heard it, I mean, explain the suffering that these animals undergo.
Well, they go on, they have 90 days of force feeding for toxicity testing, and they have no anaesthetic. It's absolutely awful. It's painful and distressing, and after 90 days, they're killed.
I was going to just read out the comment from MBRA, because they didn't comment on this particular report. They haven't spoken since 2021, but this was their defence. They say animal welfare is our top priority. The UK has the most demanding regulations in the world. Our work results in dogs that are healthy and well habituated for their vital role of preventing and treating greater suffering. But you say that that simply is not the case.
Well, as you can see from the film, and I've seen a much longer film, which I've narrated 8 minutes. You have these dogs; they are hermetically sealed, taken away from their mothers too early. As you can see, the detritus on the floor is absolutely disgusting. They're never allowed outside because there is a fear of contamination. So they are kept hermetically sealed. With no enrichment at all. It's a form of torture, in my opinion. And as Andre has said, all for nothing. It's making money for the people who breed, for MBR Acres who breed these poor beagles, and they sell them for £2,000 a time to labs. They breed in this one centre here, 2,000 dogs a year. They're making lots of money, and it is absolutely unnecessary, and it's cruel.
Andre, why beagles? Why do they breed and sell beagles?
Beagles are about the most docile breed of dog that you can find. If you or I were to keep dogs cooped up 24/7, we'd probably never be allowed to own another dog. Beagles were bred as hunting dogs. They need to run or walk at least 5 miles a day to be happy and healthy.
Yeah, it's a very, very sad situation overall. Peter, what is your plea as we leave this now? And we've talked about this before. It still continues, as Isabel says. What is going to change things? What is your plea to people watching or listening today?
Well, I would ask all the viewers watching and listening to visit the operationbeagle.org website, where they can find the actions that will lobby government officials for our science hearing to support the EDM 278, which Andre mentioned earlier on.
Brilliant. Well, listen,
it's very, very important that the public remain active. It's very important that the public isn't passive.
Yeah, 110 MPs have done so. Chris Packham, the TV conservationist, and Ricky Gervais, as well as you, have already done so. And as you say, Operation Beagle, you can find that online. Peter Egan, Dr. Andre Minash, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us this morning.